Hi, I'm Elaine. I play and teach the ukulele, and this is an ukulele tutorial for something entirely new from Steven Universe. If you're looking for a play-along video, you can check out the other video that I made. Now for this tutorial, first I'm going to go over how to play the intro tab. Second, I'll go over how to play the introduction. Third, I'll go over Ruby and Sapphire's conversation where they're exchanging lines. And then finally, I'll go over the section at the end. First, I'll go over how to play the intro tab. If you want more information on tabs and fingerpicking, you can check out my intro to fingerpicking video. We can break down this tab into 2 bits. I'll also hold up the ukulele so you can see what I'm doing. To start, you can put your fingers on the 9th, 8th, and 10th frets of the C, E, and A strings like this. Once you have that shape down, you can just pluck the C, E, and A strings with your thumb. The rest of the tab is played on the A string, so you'll have to slide up your ring finger to the 8th fret of the A string, and then to the 7th fret of the A string. And then I'll just play that on tempo, slowly, so you can hear how it sounds like. And then we have the second half of the tab. The second half of the tab is based off the F major 7 chord shape. What that means is that your left hand plays an F major 7 chord, and you can just make some minor adjustments in order to hit the notes of the tab. So to start, you can play an F major 7 chord by barring the 5th fret of the ukulele, and then putting your ring finger on the 7th fret of the A string. The tab starts with you just strumming all of the notes, and then you'll pick the C string and the A string using your thumb and your index finger. The A string's a melody, so you'll pluck that a little bit louder, so it'll go like pick, pick. Again, it sounds like pick, pick. And then you'll do something similar, but you'll move your pinky finger to the 8th fret of the 8th string. You'll pick the C string softly and the A string a little bit louder since it's a melody, and it'll sound like pick, pick. And again, it sounds like pick, pick. And then finally, you'll just lift up your pinky finger and then strum the C, E, and A strings. So again, from the top, that'll sound something like strum, pick, 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 strum. And again, you have strum, pick, 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 strum. Once you've practiced the 2 parts of the tab, you can try putting them together, and they'll look and sound something like this. Now I'll go over how to play the introduction. This is where Ruby and Sapphire are singing together. Where did we go? What did we do? To start, I'll go over the chords. First, you'll need a D minor. To play a D minor, put your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, ring finger on the 2nd fret of the C string, and index finger on the 1st fret of the E string. And then you go to a G7. To do this transition, leave your index finger where it is, and then just move your middle finger to the 2nd fret of the C string and your ring finger to the 2nd fret of the A string. Then you go to a C major 7. To play this, you just have to lift up your middle and index fingers. That way, your ring finger is on the 2nd fret of the A string. And then you go to an A minor. To play an A minor, move your middle finger to the 2nd fret of the G string. The reason you want to move your middle finger here is that it makes it easy to go back to a D minor chord in order to start over the whole chord progression. Here's the picking pattern that I used for the introduction section. I would suggest learning this before learning the picking pattern of the next section because that one is more complicated. To show you the picking pattern, I'll play on all open strings and I'll hold up the ukulele so you can see what's going on. For this picking pattern, the basic motion is a grabbing motion using your thumb, index, middle, and ring finger. So that looks and sounds something like this. In terms of the rhythm, it's easiest to learn the rhythm by just practicing it through a few times. You'll pluck on the first beat as well as the off beat of the second beat. So I'll count us in and then we can just play through this a few times. Have a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Once you practice the chords and the picking pattern for the introduction, you can try putting them together. So I'll count us in and then we'll just play through the whole thing. We have one picking pattern for each chord. So we have a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, D minor, G7, C major 7, A minor, again, D minor, G7, C major 7, A minor. Now I'll go over the section where Ruby and Sapphire are having a conversation. The chords that you need here are B flat. To play a B flat, you bar the E and A strings, first fret with your index finger. You have your middle finger on the second fret of the C string, and your ring finger on the third fret of the G string. Then you'll slide that down to a B minor, so your ring finger moves to the fourth fret of the G string, and you bar the entire second fret. And then you go to a C major 7. This is a bit of an awkward transition, so I'll just use my middle finger to play the C major 7. Then you go to an A minor, and I'll just move my middle finger there. So again, from the top you have a B flat, and then a B minor, and then a C major 7, and then an A minor. Towards the end of the conversation section, the chords change a little bit. The first bit where it changes is when Ruby sings, and now you're here forever. So for that bit, you'll still have a B flat, a B minor, and then a C major 7. But for forever, you move to a B major chord. This is just the same as a B flat chord, but you slide it down one fret. The end of the conversation section also has a completely new chord progression. It starts with an E minor, so your ring finger on the fourth fret of the C string, middle finger on the third fret of the E string, index finger on the second fret of the A string. Then you have an E flat, which is your middle finger on the third fret of the C string, ring finger on the third fret of the E string, index finger on the first fret of the A string. Then you go back to a B flat, and then you go to a D major chord, which is your index finger on the second fret of the G string, middle finger on the second fret of the C string, and ring finger on the second fret of the E string. And the section just closes with a single strum. So again, from the top, we have E minor, E flat, B flat, and then D. Here's the picking pattern I used for the conversation section. If you haven't already learned the picking pattern for the introduction, I'd suggest doing that first because this picking pattern is based off of the other one. I'll hold up the ukulele and play on all open strings so you can see what's going on. To start, you'll assign the fingers on your right hand to strings of the ukulele, so your thumb's on the G string, index finger on C, middle finger on E, ring finger on A, and I'll just describe what to do and then we can worry about the rhythm later. To start, you'll plug all 4 strings of the ukulele using a sort of grabbing motion. Then you plug the C string with your index finger. You'll pluck the E and A strings together with your middle and ring fingers. You'll pluck the C string again with your index finger, and then you'll pluck the A string with your ring finger. The rhythm for the picking pattern is similar to the rhythm used in the introduction picking pattern. I'll play the introduction picking pattern a few times just so you can get it into your ears. It sounds like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. For this section, you'll be playing on beat 1 and the offbeat of 2, as well as on some other beats, and I'll just play through it slowly so you know what it sounds like. We have a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The picking pattern is definitely tricky, so I suggest taking some time to practice that by itself on open strings. Once you know the picking pattern and the chords, you can try putting them together. I'll be playing through that and also say pick, 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 so you know when you should be picking. You have a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, pick, 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 pick. Finally, I'll go over the section where Ruby and Sapphire are humming. To start, you'll need a C minor chord. To play C minor chord, stack your middle, ring, and pinky finger on the 3rd fret of the C, E, and A strings. You move to a D major chord. That's your index, middle, and ring finger on the 2nd fret of the G, C, and E strings. There's a G minor. To go to a G minor, leave your middle finger where it is. Just move your ring finger to the 3rd fret of the E string and index finger to the 1st fret of the A string. Now the first time through, you'll just have C minor, D, and G minor. Then the second time through, you have C minor, D, G minor, and then a C major chord. To play a C major chord, just put your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. So all together, that will sound like C minor, D major, G minor, and C major. Now I'll go over the chords you need to play the second half of the humming section. You'll start with an E flat. You also have D major and G minor. Now the first time through, the chord progression is E flat, D, and G minor, and then the second time through, you have E flat, D, and then it ends on a G major chord. To play a G major chord, you have your index finger on the 2nd fret of the C string, ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, and middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. So the chords you'll need are E flat, D, G minor, as well as G major. For the strum, I'm just using single strums. Let's just play through the entire section, and I'll be saying what chords to play at each point in time. So we have a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, C minor, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, G minor, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, C minor, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, G minor, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, E flat, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, G minor, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, E flat, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, G. That's everything you need to know to play Something Entirely New from Steven Universe. If you're looking for a play-along video, you can check out the other video that I made. If you want more information on finger picking and tabs, you can check out the series I did there. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. You can hit the little bell icon and you'll get notified when I put out a new video. I make a new video every Sunday. If you made it this far, thanks for watching and thanks for being such a cutie.